Okay, guys, well, welcome. Welcome. We're going to have so much fun tonight, I promise. And we're going to talk about how to get more business through text messaging. Okay, I'm so grateful for you guys who got on the text messaging and answered some of my questions of what you were struggling with, because that was the same things I was struggling with. And so I'm going to just kind of explain everything, kind of let you guys look at the program, and just kind of show what we have found as a team over the past few months. So some of you guys have not met. I am Connie. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. I've been with doTERRA, I think I just started my third year. When I started to build, I had just moved to Knoxville, did not know a soul. My upline kept saying, have classes. Y'all, I ran Facebook ads, got people into my house, complete strangers. Totally uncomfortable. I don't recommend you do that. But I had learned all about social media. I love social media. And so 95% of my people that I enroll come off social media, whether it's through my prospects class. I have a prospects group. I run Facebook ads. I actually taught a class on 5 ways to get more interaction on social media. That was a free class. If you have not done that, I highly recommend it. You will definitely see bigger results with your social media, okay? But it's kind of a backstory here of how I kind of came across text messaging. So the funny thing is, I get people to enroll from Facebook and take them through that process, get them enrolled, but then they come back in and tell me that they're not really loving being on social media, Facebook. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So y'all know we all had BOGOs, and so during BOGOs, I kind of looked at kind of my back office of what customers were really engaged, which customers had not ordered in a while. Sad to say, I had not looked at that in quite some time. And I was kind of like bummed, really, because I had people in there that had not ordered in 6 months or more. And so I thought, well, how do we re-engage them? How do we really get the information to them? And so August, well, that was kind of the end of July. So I started asking around, what programs are out there? What is everybody using? I got a lot of answers, but not any solutions. So finally, in one of my coaching groups, somebody said they use Skipio. And I thought, okay, well, let me take a look at it. Y'all, I fell in love with it. So just to give you math, hard numbers here, okay? I enrolled 6 people in August. Every one of them have already done their LRP for September. So how many of you guys struggle getting them on LRP? Right? I was one of those. I was totally one of those. My rate before we did text messaging was right about 50%. Out of the 6, they all 6 did LRP. They all were over 100 PV. The crazy thing is, too, they all gave to Healing Hands. Like, how cool was that? So I was like, okay, there's something with this, okay? And so we also have, so we're going to talk about what we use for that. We're also going to talk about how to re-engage customers, because that was one of my big goals with my coach, was I want to re-engage these customers. So we do a campaign with them. It's 5 days. They get 5 samples. They have a call to action. They use that sample. We educate them, okay? I think the biggest thing that happens in our businesses is we're not educating. And quite frankly, y'all, most of us are working, right? Or we've got kiddos. We're busy. So trying to hold their hand and walk them through everything that they need. Like, I had a lady who was so mad at me because she lived in California, she messaged me at, it was 10 o'clock her time. So I'm in the East Coast. It was 1 a.m. She's mad at me because I'm her Modern Essential app. And I was like, we've got to be able to give them resources. We've got to educate them. And so that's what we've been able to do with the text messaging. Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through this, kind of show you. So why text messaging? Well, one thing we've noticed is there's a ton more interaction. Some of you guys opted in. You saw the messages that went to you. A couple of them were glitchy, sorry. And we're going to talk about that a little bit of how to keep that from happening. And I broke my own rule last night. But people are in about 30 Facebook groups on average is what Facebook tells us. How many of you guys are in at least 30 groups on Facebook? Honestly, right? How many of y'all see every single post in those groups? Yeah. I love when y'all are shaking your head at me. Yeah, there's no way. There's absolutely no way to see everything. So are our customers seeing in our Facebook groups that we're putting them in to educate on? They're not. We can build community, and part of what we do with the text messaging is we send them back to the group, okay, to get more interaction through there, to be able to ask more questions. But y'all, they're in so many groups that they're not seeing everything you're putting out there, okay? And I hate to be that bearer of the bad news, but that is, okay? Sorry, I've got something popping up on my screen. So they get the information, but they're not sometimes seeing that notification in Facebook. The other thing I love about text messaging is I can respond to them quickly. Okay, this program, you can do it on your phone. There's an app that comes across on your phone, or you can do it. So you get notifications on your phone. Somebody sent me a notification. Okay, it's on there, which is totally cool. But I can also get on my desktop and write everything out. Okay, so that was what I fell in love with. So a couple of do's with text messaging, okay? We found that when we added a graphic to that text message, they opened it more. They looked at it more. Okay, so if it was just words, they kind of just scrolled through it. When we added a graphic, which wasn't complicated, we got more of a response. Okay, we also, just like I do in social media, I put a call to action. Okay, so they may have to watch a 5-minute video, or they may have a link that they need to go to. Totally cool. I can see on here where they've went to that link. Okay, so let's talk about how to educate new customers. So one of the things that shocked me in the past month, because I put all 6 of my gals on this program, okay? So I went in, I'm going to show you guys my little, so this is my back office for Skipio, okay? So you guys can see here, I can see every message, okay? The ones I sent, the ones unread. Here's a cool part is, let me go back to messages for just 1 second. So if you're wondering if they've read your messages, here's one thing I love about their program. You can see exactly what time somebody read it. Okay? I can see exactly what time they read it. It has an address book. So one of the cool thing is you can use a keyword where somebody can type in that keyword and automatically get put into a group. Okay? Or you can just automatically add a new customer. Okay? And it shows you, you can put in as much information as you want. The other cool thing with this program, and I love it, is it has where you can put in their birthday and you can write out a little message for them for their birthday, and it will automatically send that on that day. So one of the things we had been looking at was how do we celebrate people for their birthdays? This solved that. Okay, so let's talk about what this looks like. So how many of you guys have like email type things going on? How many of y'all are using email for your peeps? Some of you guys. Okay. So a lot of times with emails, you can kind of drip information to them. Okay. The cool thing with this, same concept. Okay. It's just a little bit shorter, bite-sized type things. Okay. So I'm going to pull this up so you guys can just see. So we've created, and actually this has changed to a 21-day email for new customers. And so what you do in this program is you just go in and you create a campaign, okay? So if I just wanted to create a new one, I'm just going to create a new campaign, okay? And then I get to decide, just kind of drip those pieces. So what we did as a team, I have a girl who's amazing. I don't have a ton of builders. I have a ton of customers, just not a ton of builders. Anybody understand that? So you can add the keyword, you can name the campaign, you can put a description for you, and you just keep adding messages, okay? So you get to decide how many days do you wait, how many minutes do you wait, okay? And you can do the body, and then you can add a picture here to this. So let's talk just a little bit about, I just want to show y'all kind of what we did and give you guys some ideas here. Okay, so this is our new customer one. And you can see here, you know, it goes through. We picked like 9 o'clock in the morning. We felt like that was a good time to do that. And you can start it anytime you want, okay? Social media kind of tells us that people, they're getting to work, they're kind of getting settled in, the kids are off to school. 9 a.m. is typically a pretty good time for to send text messages or to send emails, okay? So you can see here, like we wrote this out completely. So I'm going to go over, just so I can see y'all's faces right quick. So let me kind of go over what we found, okay, and kind of what those 21 days look like for customers and what that did for our customers. So one of the things that surprised me, honestly, and I really kind of thought if we gave them a regimen, and it was really laid out, because my regimens are really laid out. Here's what you do in the morning. Here's what you do in the afternoon. Here's what you do in the evening. Like, I really thought they would follow that. Some of you guys are laughing. Come on. Y'all thought the same thing. What I found in the process, because I will put reminders to myself to check in with people during the 21 days, and I would ask them, how's it going? Y'all, I started shaking my head because they were like, well, yeah, I did 1 day. Well, it's been 7 days and I wanted you to do that regimen. Like, what the heck? But what happened was when they would get a text message from me and just be able to have that reminder that they needed to get their oils out, then we really started to see them to start to use their oils more. Okay, but we found that it took about 21 days to get them on a really good, consistently using regimen. So before, I just sucked at it, okay? Like, I did not have the time or the patience to send them a message to remind them to use their oils. I really thought that sending them a regimen and checking in during their follow-up appointment was doing it. Well, it wasn't. Okay, so that's why a lot of my customers became disengaged. I have no doubt, because I've already met with all of them. And so we did. We saw they fell in love with the company. They fell in love with the products. Every single one of them, by the 30-day mark, had their LRP processed. All 6 of them. Okay, and I know that's not huge numbers, but y'all, my percentage before that was probably 50%. It was right at 50%. So that's huge. I mean, to get everybody even just donate $1 to Healing Hands because we put something in there about healing hands. I mean, they fell in love with healing hands. So here's what we do with this, okay? So this is our 21-day. This is how we get them connected. So the first day, as they're waiting on their package to arrive, and you can wait a day or so on this, but you want to get them connected to you on social media. Okay, so I invite them to come over and just enroll in the group. Okay, so I have a group just for customers, and I ask them to just tell us a little bit about themselves. Okay, I typically ask them to post like a picture of their fur baby or their grandbabies or their kiddos, something fun that they'll do. Okay, so that goes, and you can see on Skipio if they click that link and head it over there. I also know if they've done that because I have to approve them in the group. Okay, so I love that. On day 2, I asked them to just, again, stop by the Facebook group, introduce themselves, and tell us a little bit of the oils that they purchased. Okay, so that kind of gets us going of getting them to remember what oils they purchased. We've created a document that follows them for 6 months. that they can fill out, where they write down the oils that they order, every single order, and what they're used for. So that kind of helps them be able to, because one of my frustrations too was I would say, okay, well, do you have this oil? And they're like, I don't know. Do I have this oil? And I'm like, okay, I can't go through everybody's order without logging in and looking at it. So for them to be able to write that down is really helpful to them. And then, so day 3, we talk about resources. So we created a little graphic. It has the Modern Essential app. It has the A to Z booklet, which we give them as a gift. So if they enroll, that's my appointment special. If you enroll with me that day, you get an A to Z booklet. Okay? I think that's super important for them. And then, what's the other one? The purple, really pretty book, Life something, Essential Life, right? Book. So we talk about those resources, why you need resources, how to download that. I actually put links to Amazon. Okay? Customers are lazy, y'all. And so you want to teach them that here's the link. Here, go get this resource. Okay? Start to build what you're going to need for your oil journey. Okay? And I can see on Skipio if they've clicked that Amazon link. So here's another little secret. If you have a thing on Amazon where you can get commissions off of like affiliate links, you could totally put your affiliate link. And that would be another source of income for you. Some of y'all need to be doing that. And then, so the next day we talk about, I want them to just get out. Typically by then, they've gotten their oils. So I ask them just to get one oil out and to try it. One oil. Okay? Because how many of you guys have called them to do their follow-up appointment and you ask them, like, well, have you gotten your oils out? No? Like, they haven't even got them out of the box yet. So, here, Rhonda's got a question. Rhonda, I can't get the chat to pull up. Sorry. Rhonda, I'll try to come back to your question.
Rhonda asked if you said how much Skipio was a month.
I haven't. We'll talk about that at the very end and talk about how we pay for it. It's really as much as any program out there. So thanks, y'all, for doing that. I couldn't see it. Okay, so have them get out one oil. And y'all, honestly, if you don't use Skipio, you can use any program to do this. You just want to be able to either do this email or do it text messaging, however you're going to do it. We've got to educate our people. So the next day we talk about their nighttime regimen. Okay, here's a couple little tricks that I give them. I show my nightstand where it like piles up the little oils, and I send them to an Etsy link from somebody I know that sells those. I get no commission off that. I get nothing off that. I like their customer service. I also give them a little tip of put a bottle of water right next to your oils that you use at night. Why is that? Because how many of y'all have gotten in bed and you get ready to turn that darn diffuser on and it's out of water? Are you going to get out of bed? No. Yeah, I know. Emma's like totally shaking her head at me. No, you're not. Are they going to get out of bed? No. So if all their oils are lined up and you've prepared them for that nighttime and they've got their water, are they going to use those oils? Yes. And if they do it for 7 nights, are we in a routine? Yes. Right? They've seen that difference. So we do a nighttime regimen, okay? And I do a video. So every one of these, I do a quick 5-minute video. I do it on Zoom. I upload it to YouTube. Okay? So does that take a little bit of time? It does. But you can really like do those out, okay? I talk about why it's important to do a nighttime regimen. Y'all, they connect to you. Okay, so you want them to continue to connect to you. The next day we talk about a morning regimen. So I tell them, go get a shoebox. Go get a something out of your kitchen. Where are you going to use your oils? Is that in the bathroom or is that in your kitchen where your medications are? Okay, look at your regimen. What questions do you have? it was amazing to me that some of the times they did come back with questions. So maybe my regimen, they didn't really understand it. So then I needed to tweak that a little bit, okay? But it opened up that communication. So, but it doesn't have to be a big fancy doTERRA box, okay? It can be a shoe box. It can be a Tupperware or something or another, okay? You just want them to have it in a place where they're able to use it. And then the next day we talk about just what do they use just kind of as needed, okay? And how are they going to incorporate all of their oils, okay? And then the next day I talk about healing hands. So I did a cute little graphic that I took from doTERRA. And I talk about healing hands, kind of what we're doing as a company with that. And then the link is going to go to doTERRA, okay, so that they can read more. And then I asked them what of that did they like the most. And it's kind of interesting because some of them like, that we help with sex trafficking. Some of them like that we helped build schools. So it kind of tells you more about your customer and what's important to them. And then the next day we talk about bags and keychains. So here was the other crazy part of this. We want them to use their oils, right? We all know that if we can get peppermint in their hands and have them take it with them to work, they're going to grab their peppermint before the Tylenol. But if you don't have oils in your purse, you're not going to use it. So I put a picture of the keychain that's in our back office and just suggested that they buy it. Every one of them bought it. Y'all, the power of suggestion. But it was cool because then they were filling and so I had them take a picture of that and send that to the Facebook group. So again, we're going back to the social media Facebook group. It was really cool to see what oils they chose to put in their keychain. Okay, I gave some suggestions, but then they kind of came up with their own also. Thanks, Miss Rhonda. Rhonda's always my cheerleader. And then we talk about why doTERRA. So how many of you guys have had somebody that you've worked so closely with and then they went and bought off Amazon or eBay? Right? And how mad does that make you? Like, seriously, how mad does that make you after you've spent all this time? So I took and created a graphic that I went to eBay and I found a peppermint that was $21 plus shipping. One of them was $89. So they think they're getting I know some of you guys are like, holy crap. Yes, y'all, I found the I screenshot it off eBay. I dare y'all to go do that because your customers think they're getting a good deal. Okay, because that's what I hear. But I got such a good deal. Okay, really? So I explained that in the video. Okay, you're not getting a good deal. You're not getting anything back on that oil. You're paying more than you're paying in your wholesale account. And you might get free shipping on eBay, but doTERRA's giving you free shipping because they're giving you your points back.
They just have a problem with spending the $35. That's always, what? You're missing all these savings, but they won't pay $35? What? Yeah.
The good thing is, though, if they do a kit, they don't pay the $35.
Exactly.
Wow. And I do a lot of custom kits because most of my guys come with chronic aches and pains, and that was so not compliant. Do not spread this around. So I do custom kits, and I don't tell them the $35 fee. I tell them this is what this is going to cost you. And plus, you're going to get savings for the entire year. And I've not had them really question that. Okay, so if you're doing custom, just put it on there, but just add that $35 fee to it. Okay? And then explain to them. It's just, that gives you that membership. So you don't have to, I think we make too big of a deal. And if you guys have not done a merge sales training, I would totally recommend that. Totally recommend that because, and there's a lot of people shaking their heads because it will teach you to sell oils.
And it'll teach you how to teach your team how to sell oils.
Yes. So if you have not done that, there's a ton of us on here. Rhonda, there's a ton of us that would tell you that was the best investment in my business ever.
Is that the Emerge?
It is.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I would highly, even just that closing class, that $27 closing class is worth probably $100.
It made my head the first time I listened to it. Like, what?
Yeah. My business has tripled, honestly, because of Emerge. Y'all, I never had 6 enrollments. Like, honestly, never, ever, ever. I had 6 in August. 6. Like, how amazing is that? That's 6 people whose lives were changed forever. So you can totally do it. So back to why doTERRA. So I pull up this thing and I show them you're not saving anything. Here's what you're getting back. Okay? Teach them that. Okay? Don't just kind of leave that and say, okay, you know, don't buy from eBay or Amazon. Why shouldn't they? Okay? They don't know the prices. How many of you guys, when you first started, knew the price of peppermint? You didn't. How many of y'all now can rattle off the top probably 20 oils and what they cost you? Right? So y'all, they're not understanding that that's not a savings to them. Okay? So it's our job to teach them that. Okay? The next day, I ask them, and y'all, I ask them quite a bit during this whole process. How's it going? Do you have any questions? So I kind of thought they would blow me off and be like, oh no, I don't really have any questions. It's all good. I was really kind of shocked at some of the questions and just how they kind of poured out to us of what was going on and how it was going with their oils, where they were struggling. You know, I wasn't getting that in the Facebook group. I can tag everybody in the Facebook group and they don't really want to share some of the stuff that's really going on. But they will do that over text messages because they know it's just you they're talking to. Okay, so it builds that relationship with them. And then the next day we talk about how to order. So I take them into somebody's back office. And mine looked a little bit different because of the new system rollout thing. So I took them through like a brand new person's back office, showed them how to set up their LRP. Why LRP versus one-time order? Okay, one of the things I saw with BOGOs was I had a lot of people placing one-time orders. Or they were placing 49 PV. Oh, like one more point and you would go up a percentage. Okay, so when we talk about re-engaging customers, we're going to talk about that because that was one thing we really stressed. But I take them through so they can go back to that video and see, am I going to still meet with them and get their order placed? Yes, but you know how many of those I met with? 1. That's it. And she just needed a little assistance. And it was more, she was just a little bit afraid, was she doing it right? Because she had seen the value of setting up the LRP. And so it was amazing because I could just totally, they were just already doing it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been wanting. That's so awesome. And then the next day we talk about diffusers. Okay, I really do believe everybody needs a diffuser in their house. So if they got that family essential kit, doesn't have a diffuser, okay, I have a graphic that has all of our diffusers and I go through each one. That's going to have to change with the new one. I'm super excited about it. So yeah, that video is going to have to change. But I talk about why I chose to spend $89 on a diffuser because it goes 8 hours. Okay? 2 of them put that on their order. Okay? So again, you're giving them that value. Why do we do what we do? Because they don't know. When you looked at that diffuser the first time, were you like, oh, that's $89 and it's only 40 PV, you know? And so we have to give them a reason why that's a great diffuser to have. And I love that diffuser. I have 2 of them now. So we just really talk about that. And then the next day we talk about, I go back over LRP. Okay. I have this graphic that I got offline, and it talks about the different percentages. So we just kind of show them of, okay, if you do this for 3 months, you do at least 50 PV, then you move up to 15%, and then 20, 25, 30. And I give the example, you know, I'm at 30%. So here's what I got for free. So one of the things I would suggest to y'all is when you place a big order and use your points, snap a photo of that. Use that as your graphic, okay? Because that's going to help them see, you know, that they can get oils for free, okay? And we talk about in there, like, product of the month. I have them go look at it, okay, so they can see that. The next day we talk about A to Z booklets. So this is a good place if you have builders, and my expectation of my builders is that they're going to give that booklet. And I ask them, have you gotten your booklet? If they come back and tell me no, then I know that I need to back up a little bit, okay? The cool part of that booklet, y'all, they're $1 a piece. So, you know, your Fast Start bonus is going to pay for that. But they love those things. They're like earmarking those and highlighting them. And I tell them, like, go there and highlight. You know, earmark them. You know, figure out what oils you need. If you have questions of what oils I would recommend, then just text me back. Y'all, they were placing orders left and right. Hey, Natalie, if you've got a question, just unmute yourself. Your hand is up. Okay, maybe she didn't have a question. And then we go over our team training site. Okay, so the next day we talk about, we put everything on Thinkific. It's a free site, and so all of our social media, all of our classes, we have oils of the Bible, we do aches and pains, insulin management, we do all kinds of different classes. They're all privately listed there. But they can go in there and register for whatever class that they want. Okay, the cool thing is, because that's on my account, I can see when they registered for that. Okay, and that helps kind of take the pressure off you to be coming up with classes all the different time. Okay, so you can use that site. If you haven't looked at that, definitely look at that. And then the next day we talk about referrals. Okay, by now they're at, some of you guys merchified are like, okay, when's she going to talk about referrals? Thank you. I know. But what I found, okay, so I set the appointment. I'm just going to get real about this, okay? And if somebody shows this to Tasha, I've already talked to her, so it's okay. I found that when I enrolled them, they were not big on giving me referrals that moment. They wanted to try the oils. So at this point in the game, they've had their oils for about 2 weeks. They've tried them. They've seen a difference. We've talked to them. They see the support they're going to get. Every one of them sent me at least 5 names of people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes. But it was just, they've tried the oils. So, and maybe some of that's a block with me, y'all. Maybe that's just a block with me that at the beginning, they're not giving me referrals because maybe I'm a little like, okay, so I'm not the only one. I talked to Tasha about this, honestly. So, and she said, do whatever I felt was right. So we put referrals in there. I just feel like they need a couple of weeks to really see a difference. What's more powerful than them having their own testimony of what's worked? Because they're telling everybody at that point. Okay? So then I go, how's it going? Okay? So we're constantly asking them, how's it going? What questions do you have? Okay? And when I ask them for referrals, I tell them, you can either give me names and you get 10% of anything that they order back in products of your choice, or would you like to know how to pay for your oils? Okay, and that starts that, oh my gosh, conversation of I could actually make money at this. But it's not pushy. It's just giving them a couple of different options. Some of them were like, no, I'll just send you friends. Okay, cool. They got oils of whatever they wanted. We're working through those referrals this month. So the next day, so I created this sheet. It's called Common Oils for Common Uses. I take pretty well every common use of oils. So it talks about sleep, it talks about aches and pains, it talks about women's support, and it's this cool little just 8.5 by 11 sheet. It talks about the different oils that they can order, the cost of those, etc. It was something that I just created along the way. But it's been really helpful for them to just go in and say, okay, I have aches and pains, I have these oils, but maybe I want to get these oils. So between the A to Z booklet and that completely got them ready to place their LRP order. And then the next day we just do a fun trivia. Like they, yes.
Compliant or no? Just curious.
It's really just like bullet points on it. So, is it? Yeah, I mean, I've really worked to try to keep that compliant. So it's like, is it completely compliant? It depends on if you think allergies are a condition or allergies are a symptom. Because according to DSM, allergy is not a condition. It's a symptom. So I went through our DSM book at work just to see.
The word pain is compliant. It's not a diagnosis.
Correct. And so, y'all, a lot of times people are coming back at us and, well, that's not compliant. And I'm like, okay, but according to what FDA says, it cannot be in the DSM book. So I have one of those on my desk because I work for a physician. So what do? I pull the sucker out. It's huge. And just kind of look in there and see. Is this something I would put out on social media? No. Just because somebody's going to complain. Okay? That's just what people love to do. Especially if they're jealous that you're doing it for yourself. But it has my information. It has, how to contact me, etc. So
you guys, whenever I have to say seasonal threats, people get kind of
they don't understand
confused.
it.
They're like, seasonal threats. So I always have to say seasonal threats from grass and trees blooming, or from ragweed and goldenrod.
Yeah, but let me give you something on that. Congestion is a symptom. It's not a diagnosis.
Last year,
allergic rhinitis is a diagnosis, but congestion, sneezing, watery eyes, none of those are all symptoms. Okay? So just change a little bit of how you're talking to them. Because honestly, we've gotten so afraid of just talking to them that, okay, last year at convention, Emily said, push back it. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, I've really looked because, honestly, I have a cross person who thinks they're my compliance manager. And y'all really compliance. So I called compliance to ask them questions. They're really nice people. They really are. If you go talk to them, just email them. They're really super nice, and call them. They're really nice. Just ask them if you can use that word. Okay? There's always a way to get around it. So the next to the last day of the 21 days, we do a trivia. So I ask them how many lemons it takes to do a 15 milliliter of lemon oil. Okay. Yeah, I definitely would say, Emma, you have to be careful. Y'all, people can take stuff on social media and twist your words around to what they want to get you in trouble for. Okay, so just be careful with that. This is going out to them. It's on a Google Drive, so, it's not out in the world. Okay, and I tell them not to share it. This is just for them. Okay, but then we do a trivia question, and then I offer them a gift again if they want to host a class or if they refer more people. Okay, so that's a fun way to do that. And then one thing that we have started doing is we get them ready to do a follow-up spoil yourself. Okay, so I get a lot of my people doing spoil yourself, and I'm not even going to get into that debate about samples because it works. And one of the campaigns I have is completely that, and I've gotten enrollments off of it. Okay, we would sample and we'd never follow up with somebody, never had a path for them to go on, so we sucked at it. Okay, if you do it with intention, you will totally get people to enroll. Okay, now one thing I will say, you still need your planner. Okay, I mark in my planner the day they start, and then I write in spaces where I need to follow up with them. Okay, So don't rely completely on any program to, really still get in there and follow up with them. Okay, still need that planner. The other one that we found that was super, super helpful, and I'm going to share the screen here so you guys can see this. Let's see if I can get this to go up. So my other just kind of priority the past couple months was to re-engage customers. So we just started this to where we sent them 5 samples. And so it was Deep Blue Rub, Serenity Oil with capsules, Whisper Oil. So here's the funny thing about Whisper Oil. I was talking to Kathy, who her and I write all of this together. And I thought, Whisper Oil would be one of those fun oils. And so I asked her, I said, do you have Whisper? And she goes, well, yeah, it stinks. And I'm like, well, I know, but have you put it on? And she goes, well, no. She goes, it stinks. And I said, okay, I want you to do this. I said, her mom was right there with her. And I said, I want you to go get the oil. And I want you to put a drop on you. I want you to smell it first. She goes, it still stinks. And I said, okay, but put it on you and put it on your mom. Now, the crazy thing was it smelled amazing on her, and it smelled like chocolate on her mom. Maybe her mom wanted chocolate that night. I don't know. But she ended up using the oil every day. So I thought, what a fun way to get them, re-engaged. So these are customers that have not ordered in quite some time. Okay, all of these guys are probably 6 months or more. Okay. Is it in? Oh, well, that makes sense, Sarah. I did not know that. I learned something from Sarah. Sarah said Cocoa is in Whisper. Oh, no wonder she was smelling Whisper. No wonder it smelled like cocoa. That's funny. I did not know that. The chat will not stay up. Okay, yeah. So I will tell you, Wanda, honestly, you're going to take out the bottle of Whisper. I see it all the time on DT Trading. People are always trying to trade darn Whisper because they've smelled it and it smells awful. So that's one of the oils that we give them to try. And then we do the On Guard toothpaste and the shampoo and conditioner. So I had 5 ladies I put on this in the past 15 days. Right now, 3 of them have redone their account because it was dead in the water. And we talk about, so one of the things I realized is we don't tell them when they renew their account, or I wasn't, that they got a free peppermint. So they were looking at this $25 fee and they were kind of freaking out. Okay, so then we go through and it's just, again, so the first time in the morning, let me go back to just me. So they use Deep Blue Rub. And then I give some suggestions of other oils for aches and pains. Okay, so again, they're beginning to think through those oils. In the afternoon, they're getting information on healing hands. Now remember, these are customers that I did not educate well. And I will totally say that. Okay, I'll own that tonight. So they get to try that. The next one was toothpaste. Okay, so they get to try the toothpaste in the morning. And y'all, it's a quick 5-minute video. I talk about On Guard when I talk about the toothpaste. That video now has to be changed because we have the On Guard mist. So this is always evolving a little bit. And then in the afternoon, we talk about the free peppermint with the yearly renewal. Okay? And I asked them, do you want to renew? And they all said yes. I'm like, okay, because it's really costing $5 for peppermint. And then we talk about how to get free oils. So that day they actually get 3 text messages. And we talk about product of the month, 10% off. And then the next day they do Whisper. And then we talk about that afternoon LRP. So y'all, that video is the same one that the new customers are getting. Okay? So you're not reinventing the wheel. It's just the same exact video. So just be a little bit general. Don't be like, well, welcome to the team. As a new customer, you don't want to say that. You want to be able to use those across the board. Okay? So we talk about 50 or more LRP. Guess how many of them who were right at 49 up their LRP for the month? Yeah, all of them. Which is bad on my part. Y'all, that's bad that I did not educate them on that. And then we talked about LRP versus one time, because again, when I went through BOGOs, it was just eye-opening. A lot of them were placing one-time orders because they were afraid of the LRP. It was a commitment, folks. And then the next day they get the shampoo conditioner, okay? And that afternoon, guess what I asked them for? Referrals. We talk about their friends and their family and who needs the oils, okay? And again, I go over, you can get it this way, or you can earn money with doTERRA, okay? Guess who ended up deciding she wanted to build? One of my girls, okay? So that started that conversation. And then at the very last day, I do a special offer, okay? So I told them if they placed 100 LRP, and this is totally up to you, this does not have to be, they would either get the On Guard toothpaste or the On Guard mist, okay? You can choose whatever you want to do with that. You don't even have to offer a special gift. I just thought for spending 5 days with me, that was a cool thing to offer, and I have points to do that. Okay, so we're going to answer the question. Let me give you some other uses for this that we have found. How many of y'all during BOGO week find that it's crazy to try to individually text message everybody, right? Amy, do I ask them first if they want samples? Okay, so let's talk about that for just a second. So I do ask them. I had 2 people that never responded to me, so I took a gamble and I sent them samples and they decided to go through the program. Okay, so just because they don't respond to you, you just have to make a judgment call on that one. Okay, I also have a Facebook ad that runs that they can click on and do the Spoil Yourself campaign, and that's been super successful. And I'll teach that one night of all of how to do a Facebook ad, because if you're just boosting a post, don't do that. Okay, you'll lose money off Facebook really big time. Yeah, I run Facebook ads $5 a day, probably 4 or 5 days a week, or 4 or 5 days a month. That's it. But the nice thing is they can text, they can text that keyword, and I ask them, do you want to go through the Spoil Yourself, or would you like an appointment right now to talk about your health needs, a little bit about doTERRA, all that should sound familiar through the merge, and so they'll choose that. Okay, some of them choose appointments, some of them choose they want samples. Okay, totally just depends on the person. One thing I have changed is if I send out samples, they have to pay the shipping on the samples, so it's $3. Okay, I will supply the samples, but what I found is if somebody comes back at me and says, oh, I don't really want to pay $3, then they're not going to buy oils. Okay, so don't waste your money on that whatsoever. So make them pay for the samples. $3, if you're really serious about oils and want to change your life, you'll pay the $3 easily. So some other things that we're doing with this, does somebody have a question?
Yeah, I have a quick question. So does Skipio allow you then, so if they say yes to samples, you can just go in and add their phone number in there and stuff? They don't have to register for it?
Well, what I have it right now, if they're coming off Facebook from me and I say comment if you want the samples, then I will add them into that. But if they're coming from a Facebook ad, then no, they have to, I put that as the link, and they have to that's their call to action.
So you're not just going through your back office looking for customers who haven't ordered and then texting them to see if they want samples? Because that's what I was thinking of doing too.
And for my re-engaged people, that's what I'm doing. Is I wrote down all of my customers who had not ordered in at least 3 months. Most of them 6 months. Yeah. Okay. It was eye-opening, y'all. It was just eye-opening. I just wasn't serving them, honestly. And so this has given me that ability to serve them, which feels so good. Okay. I will tell you, my volume right now is more than it was last month already. And I've only had 1 enrollment this month. I had 6 last month. So, what does that tell you? It just goes up. Yeah, And that's just putting that stuff in place. And I was ragged, y'all, of trying to send out messages, trying to send out emails, trying to do all this stuff. And I was like, this is making me crazy. Like, I am burned out. I hate this business at this point. Like, there had to have been a simpler way, and there was. Because the cool thing is you can totally set that up. The one thing I will tell you is run yourself through that campaign first. Put yourself in there, because some of the times, and I need to get with them on this because I've noticed it twice now. Sometimes the times get wonky. So if I put myself in there and I look at what's scheduled out, because I can totally go in there and see what their next message is. So let me show you that right quick. So besides being able to see what time they read it and what they opened, the other cool thing is if I go to my address book. Y'all, sometimes screenshotting stuff and this doesn't like each other. Okay, let's see if it'll pull up. It may not. We love technology till it doesn't work, right? Right. Okay, I don't think this is going to work. So let me just see if I can explain it. So when I click on y'all's name, so I'm just going to do Emma. So I can click on Emma's name, and I can see what messages have been sent when she's read them, okay? But I can also see what's scheduled next, okay? So if I need to, like, let's say, you know, like somebody registered this morning. Well, that kind of messed up my campaign little thing, okay? If they were like, okay, let me text to this number, they kind of got out of sequence because then it was going to put them on Wednesday. I can force that. I can change the date, the time, whatever I need to do in that. Super user-friendly. I looked at a couple different programs that unless you were, you had a computer engineering degree, like, it was not user-friendly. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot figure this out. This one is like click and drop. Like, I love it. I even have, like, I have a girl who is building on my team, and I put her in there. No, this is not Synduit, and I am not going to go off on Synduit. I don't like Synduit. Let me tell you why I don't like Synduit, though. Y'all, you see the same stuff from everybody. Okay, there's no originality to that. I love Lead Train, but I create my own graphics. Okay, so that's a whole other topic because people are seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. So a couple other ways that we use this. We're definitely going to use it for BOGOs. So we know now, like, they're getting better at telling us when BOGOs are coming out. Y'all get them ready. So then all you have to do that morning is put up your graphic, add your graphic, and you're done. Yeah, Rhonda, we're not going to talk about Synduit. There's probably people using it. If that works for you, so be it. If you want graphics and stuff, talk to me because, yeah, you need to be you on Facebook because people are not relating to that. And I'm done with that. Okay, so what about holidays? Okay, so we've got Christmas coming up. What if you did a 14-day campaign on make your own gifts? Okay, it could be quick little Facebook, it could be quick little videos. It could be that you guys, you know, show them some recipes. You can even do this for a class. So the cool thing is you can put everybody in a group. Okay, so for builders, you can send all your builders a quick text message. So my gals, I'm just now to the point where they're kind of getting some motion and trying to get to build. I had a few customers after they re-engaged was like, well, I want to know more. So you know what I did? I took how to do the one-on-one appointment, how to do all of that. I put it in a text message series, put it in a campaign, and they are doing amazing on that. But they're doing that. I'm not having to go in and hunt them down and, okay, schedule with me. Like, they have a step every single day of what to do. So, y'all, the ideas are endless, okay? You can use it for class reminders. You can use it to text your builders. What about the product of the month? How many of you guys spend so much time trying it? Because y'all know they don't go in their back office on the 1st. What are they doing? They're messaging you. I have people that do it every single month. So what did they get in September? They got a text message. I screenshot the thing, and I sent it to them with just a reminder to go in there, because I've had people who've ordered the same darn thing every month because they don't switch their LRP, and it goes through. Okay, so I send them a quick little reminder. Everybody that's on there, just a reminder, here's the free product of the month. This is how you get it. Here's the 10% off. And make sure you go in there today and change your LRP. If you have questions, ask me. Okay? I didn't get a million messages. It was awesome. Like, I loved it. Totally loved it. Like, totally cool. So, love it. Okay, so how much is Skipio? So, y'all, I looked at a ton of different programs. They're all priced the same. Some of them will tell you you get X amount of text messages for this amount of money. You're going to go over that amount in a week. That's their intention, is you're going to have to keep paying to do that. So, Skipio is $100 a month or $99 a month. Okay, so let me tell you, though, okay, before you panic, let me tell you how we do this, okay? I have 2 other ladies building. And so what we do is the first person they enroll, I automatically put them into the system, okay? No charge. But after that, then it becomes however many people are you're putting those people in there, everybody's going to pay a portion of that for the month. And we do that through PayPal. Okay? I will tell you that just by doing this, my Fast Start bonuses completely paid for the month within like a couple of people. Yeah, Emma, just unmute yourself.
I did. I just have, my questions are, if it's coming, like does it show up as my phone number? How do I share that?
No, so that's a good question. So you get to choose a phone number.
Phone number.
Okay, so you can choose whatever area code you want. If you move, you can switch area codes. And I know some people want that coming from their own phone number, but do you want to give out your phone number to every customer? And everybody, so we're using it for our entire downline. Okay, so I don't want everybody to have my cell phone number. I really don't.
So who does the reply go to? If it's going to, so it's it's this phone number, it's going there, and then they reply, who sees it?
So because I'm the person on our account, it goes to me. Okay, so you can have your builders have their own account if they're willing to pay that, but I don't have a ton of builders, and they're not doing a ton right this moment, just to be honest. I love my 2 girls if they're on here, but one of them's not even on here, I guarantee it. But did I just say that? I did. Oops, can't edit that. But the other one, so she's not real tech savvy. Kathy, I love you, but you know that. We've had this discussion. So it's just as quick for me just to respond to it on my phone. Or they have the login, so they can get in there. One thing you can do under company is code it of the person who enrolled them. Okay, so where it says company, where some of y'all put doTERRA, put the person who enrolled them. Okay, so that they are, so if they've not gotten their LRP book, or they're saying they don't have a regimen, I know exactly who enrolled them. Yeah.
So when you get a reply, do you then forward it to the person, the 2? I'm in the same situation as you. This would only be for 2 or 3 people on my team.
Yeah. So I typically I'll message them and say, hey, and I had this actually happen. So I have a sharer who says she wants to be a builder, but actions speak louder than words. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. She had not done a regimen, even though I gave them a blueprint of how to do that and walked her exactly how to do that and send that to that person like baby stepped her. She had not done the A to Z booklet. So I just personally text her and said, hey, I talked to Nancy. Like, she replied to my text, and it looks like she still doesn't have her regimen, and she still doesn't have her A to Z booklet. Has that been done? And then I get well, I've been busy. Okay, well, part of being a builder and you getting fast start commissions is that this has to be done. Okay, I'm not going to do it for her. Now, if she absolutely refuses, are we going to, like, am I going to end up doing it? Yes, because I want that customer served. But is that enrollment going to end up coming to me? Yes, before it's done. But it gave me the ability to say, okay, this hasn't been done. Who enrolled her? So, but yeah, you're going to end up with those text messages. The only way not to do that is if they have their own account. But if you're not like I would even say my friends who are silvers, like, they're still kind of still managing people.
I'm a silver without a lot of support, so yeah.
Okay. I'm right at about to hit elite, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I know, super excited. Should be this month.
Because my next question is how many hours you've spent building content.
Well, we're going to talk about that, okay? Because I have spent the hours doing this. So I talked to Skipio. Tomorrow morning, if y'all are on the text messages, if not, you'll get it in the event page. They don't let you just sign up. They want to talk to you. Their customer service is amazing. But I'm going to give you a link, and if you want to chat with them, okay, and this looks like a good fit for your business, then if you decide to go with them and you pay for 1 month, then just contact me, and I'm going to give you all the graphics, all the videos, everything. Yes, for the educate your new customers and re-engage your customers. So you'll get exactly my wording. You're going to get my graphics. Y'all, I probably have at least 20 hours into this, at least. Big time. That's a big one. Okay, so you'll get a zip file that has all of that. We're also going to do a private just Facebook group where I walk you through. Sarah, who wanted to be walked through, Sarah told me that she had to have it walked through like a granny. That was her comment to me. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to set all this up, okay? Because there were some things that I had to learn along the way, and there's no need for you to take that time to learn it, okay? So you can totally go in there and be able to get that completely set up, okay? Just so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, if you're like, Connie, this is not for me at this moment, that's totally cool, okay? If you want to do this through a different text messaging service that you found that you love, if you want to do it, on email, if you want to try to do it on Facebook, you can buy my campaigns from me because exactly the wording, exactly what you need to write. We've put a lot of work into that. And they're $37 per campaign. Okay. I also have a campaign for how to make $50 in 21 days with doTERRA. Okay. There is the new customer, the re-engaged customers, the spoil yourself. So if you've wondered how to do that with samples, I love that program. I totally wrote that, totally did a lot of, switched it up after watching a lot of Blue Diamonds and trying to figure out what they were doing and not doing so well. So you can do any of those. If you're like, I don't want to do Skipio, that's totally cool, okay? But you can do those for $37 a campaign, or you can buy 3 of those and get the 4th one for free. Okay, so totally up to you.
Hey, Connie, I have a question. This is B. Sorry, I came onto the call late and whatever. But so I'm gonna have to get filled back in. Did you record this?
I did.
Okay, so if I want to do this thing that you're talking about now, but like not right this minute, but I want to do the whole thing that that you offer, because I've only got one builder and she's only just started, but I'd like her to get in this with me to absorb some of the cost. Can I pick it up with you at another point?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the same, and then I get the baby steps and all that?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. I would
Okay,
tell you, if you have more than 10 customers, you're going to love this program. Because all of what I was trying to do and just made it simple. I mean, it just did. I'm still on social media. Like, you guys, if you're following me,
Right.
Emma, if you got 200 plus, yeah, baby, you're going to love me. Totally going to love me, because we really thought through this. And so one thing you just need to know about me, I don't come on and do any sort of training until we've went through it. We go through it, and I tweak and I look at it, and where did that go wrong? What else did they need in this process? Okay, because I really thought, y'all, I really did think that if we just gave them a regimen and they were getting text messages, they should be like rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And they still needed handheld. They still needed for me to say, how's it going? Okay.
I'm getting crickets lately, big time crickets, and there are people who still keep buying,
Yeah.
but it's $10, $12.50. It's killing me.
It's because they don't have the education, and they've not. And this is my theory, okay? Because all 6 of them did to Healing Hands. I had not had a customer up to that point even donate to Healing Hands. Okay? It's because they began to fall in love with the company. That's what happened in this process. Yeah, I mean, to be able to educate them on different diffusers, because I had people buying diffusers from Amazon. Okay, I mean, and I'm cool with that. But I talked about the one I bought from Amazon that I dropped that went into about 1 million pieces, and my pedal diffuser that I've dropped about 20 times that did not go into 20 pieces. I talked about the quality. Okay, and they just kept, like, sometimes they'll just, today, some of my 2 that are still doing re-engage, like, they were like, I love this shampoo. I didn't even ask them if they love the shampoo. You know, they're like, well, how much is it? And I'm like, so one thing I have really, in this process, this has been a growing process, y'all. This whole business has been a growing process, is I was so quick to give them the answer, right? Like, they have a question, let's give them the answer. It was draining me. I was so exhausted. I work full-time still. I'm doing the business 20 hours a week, and I'm doing all weekend. I'm doing appointments. I'm doing all this stuff. And I was like, y'all, I kind of had a freak out when I enrolled 6 people, because I was like, oh my God, how am I going to support them? Like, they would have just fallen off before, because I was still trying to do appointments and still busy. And so it was just one of those things to where it just worked. It just worked. And my vision for this, honestly, y'all, is in the Facebook group, is that we collaborate together. Like, what other campaigns can we put together? Okay? Maybe somebody's got a great idea that just needs to be out there. Everybody has expertise. Your ideal client is not my ideal client. And I know that. I teach that in the social media class that I teach. Okay? We don't have the same clients. I talked to somebody today, and her love is making blends, serving people that way. I was like, Brenda, you totally need to come on and do a few campaigns with me. Seriously. Okay? So everybody has those gifts. And we just want to celebrate that and do that. So the other thing we're offering, and Rhonda, they don't know this yet, so don't say it yet, okay? I have some amazing friends. So you guys, one of the things I recommend to you guys is find you a tribe. Okay, Rhonda and I are in a group with about 6 other ladies. None of us are on the same team. And I highly recommend that. And I will say this because when you're going to your upline to ask questions and to get advice, I don't care how much they love you, their agenda is still there. So when I can go to my gals and say, here's where I'm having issues, here's where I'm struggling, they want the best for me, they don't get paid a dime off of that. And same thing when I go to them, okay? So these ladies are amazing. We have Rachel, who's amazing at leadership, Jennifer rocks mindset and doing Miracle Morning. If you're not doing Miracle Morning, you need to be doing Miracle Morning. But talking about mindset, talking about just the different parts of just all of that. And so one thing we want to start offering, they don't quite know this yet, but we're going to set it up for you guys, can get some free training, okay? So at least once a week, you're getting some ideas of how do you build your business, okay? From somebody that has no, I mean, if you build yours, awesome. If you're struggling, we want to help you, okay? And it not be from somebody up above you who's going to tell you what they think is best for them. And I love my upline, I do. But you need your own tribes. Yeah, so we're totally going to do the Skipio support group. I really think, y'all, we can come up with some campaigns and then just keep going. And I love teaching social media. This is my passion. I will probably enroll most of my people always off of social media. I love it. Yeah, I looked at 20 programs. I went through 20 people talking to me about their program and why it was the best. And hands down, Skipio beat them. And for the price, they're the same as what all of the other. So there's one out there, remind.me or something. I still didn't, you can't schedule those. You can send a text message when you want to everybody. I don't think you can schedule with them. This is the most user-friendly one that I found, hands down. So if you're getting crickets and you're not getting that interaction, I guarantee you will. I guarantee it. Emma?
There was a question earlier that I don't know if you answered because I was curious it too. Did you have people, so new customers is easy. At the end of the appointment, you say, hey, I have this great resource. Can I add you? Great, no problem. I assume you did the same with older customers. You sent them.
Yeah, so we decided her and I decided that we would do re-engage for every customer, no matter kind of where they're at. So we're kind of systematically going through that because I'm looking at volume, like have they not ordered? So I started with those first. But then our idea with a new customer is at the 90-day mark, then they'll go into that re-engage program, okay? So then they're getting more education. They're getting to try new products. Those videos are still the same. But by about 90 days, and that may get tweaked a little bit. I just need to see kind of where they're at because they're not at 90 days yet. We're at like 30, 45 days. But that's our thought, is to put them through kind of that spool yourself for new customers. So that's my thought. That might change.
Connie, I'm B again. So when I did the spoil yourself, it was weird because I have a Facebook group for potentials, and they all took my sample. I mean, their custom blend, whatever it was. And again, then crickets, nobody enrolled. So what would be our way around that?
So I sell that program, and it has all the graphics. It has everything in there. There's a lot of things people do wrong with that program. And that's what I looked at, was why. So every one of them know the expectation from me that they're going to get the samples, but they're going to get a one-on-one appointment at the end of that.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
So they know that expectation. So I had one who took samples. That's one reason why they now pay for samples. She had not, I could tell she had not even went to the Facebook page yet. So she came from a Facebook ad. So the other day I texted her through Skipio and I said, hey, Crystal, you got my samples. You agreed to, join this. And she goes, oh, I'm on social media a lot. And I said, okay, cool. What if you could get it through text messages? Y'all, she's on day 4 and responding to everything. Still had her oil samples, hadn't tried them. And so we turned that into, okay, not everybody's going to get on Facebook and do that. There's some key things with Spoil Yourself that people are not doing. I have had every Spoil Yourself Facebook group. I had 100% enrollment the first time with 3 people in there, and I don't make them huge. I just want them to be served. And this second one that we just finished, I'm working on one-on-one appointments with them right now. So, but they don't get the option to not make an appointment. That's my expectation. And it's laid out. I mean, I put the wording. So one thing I do is when I release anything, you get all my wording. And I go back, I have a Facebook group for that in particular. That one's $37 to just do the spoil yourself. You can do it on Facebook or you can do it on the texting if you just want that one. But it has all the graphics, it has the wording. Some of it was the wording that people were using. Because I had a couple of friends who told me I was stupid to do it because that's not how we do, because a lot of us went through a merge. That's not how we do that. I heard all of the arguments. And I said, well, show me what y'all did. And so they're posting about 5 different posts a day, and there's no interaction, no Facebook Lives, no call to actions. And I'm like, well, that's what's wrong. I mean, I could tell you what's wrong. So I tweaked it, completely tweaked it. And we have enrollments every time. One of the things I do, and I'll give you this little tidbit. So I have it on my garage sale sites on Facebook. I get at least 2 people a day responding to that. 2 people a day wanting those samples. So it starts that conversation. So part of the problem is that that's one reason why we moved it to text messaging, because I've got all these people responding. If I say, because y'all, we were trying to do this every week and it was crazy to do a Facebook class. So I told them, I said, we were trying to keep them on that roller coaster of, okay, I'm ready to purchase, whatever. And they were kind of falling off. So I was like, okay, what if we get to just text this to them? And every one of them. But it starts that talk. So my 2 of my secrets that I use all the time, I put a trio kit up on my garage sale sites as to sell. I never sell them. I always set up an appointment, and they end up buying more. And then I do that with the spoil yourself because they think it's free. Okay? And then I talk to them, make sure they're not using art oils. I ask them several questions. I send them to a Google form. I mean, I go through all of that in the Spoil Yourself campaign of why that's really went wrong with a lot of people's stuff. Because it has. So, yeah, I'm sorry you had crickets. But I guarantee if I look in there, I can probably tell you why. And y'all, my training, I mean, I love social media. Like, I live, breathe, eat this stuff. So, like, being able to go in there and see what you need to do and learning from the best that aren't with essential oils is amazing to do that. Rhonda, I love tech savvy stuff. But the cool thing is I teach it to you guys to where you can implement it. I mean, tonight, even if you decide not to do either one of them, you can still watch the video and say, okay, this is what I need to do to engage my customers. This is what worked. The road that you take to do it, totally up to you. Okay?
It's B. I have a question real quick. You said if we're on the text, then we can, or the email or something, then we can participate in that. What does that mean? Like, if we're in this group talking to you now, then we can.
So some people, so I put in the group. So last night somebody was like, I need a reminder. And I was like, dadgummit, they could just like get on this text messaging and see how this works. And so I put a text, which is not the 2 best words I probably could have used. But I was tired last night, honestly. So some people were getting text messages, and I asked questions like, what are you struggling with? Lead generation, follow-up, different stuff like that. And then it gave them a reminder, and then I went in there and sent out a group text of, okay, we're an hour away, we're 15 minutes away.
Okay, I missed that. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, so how would I then, since I'm not on that text, how would I get involved?
So text oil or text, and I'm going to give you a phone number.
Oh,
okay. I'm telling you. And then you can see how it works.
So text, the word text, to the number. Okay, got it.
Last night,
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to text to area code 865 217 1313.
That the number sounds familiar, so maybe I did do it.
Maybe. I'll have to go back in and look. So
I
yeah,
may not put the
the
word
last
tech.
thing to say is that we did an event not long ago at a chiropractor's office, and I put the phone number and they text oil to it to be entered into a drawing. We got a ton of people that entered that. So if you're struggling at events to get people to respond, y'all, they'll respond on text message all day long.
What was the phone number again?
It's 865-217-1313. So some of that's not going to relate but you'll get to see kind of how it kind of plays out there. Okay? But then you'll get a text message tomorrow that has the link to Skipio so you can chat with them because you do have to set up an appointment. So they have a generous, I'm going to be really upfront with this. They have a generous referral program. That's part of why I'm offering all that I'm offering. And so that's one way to get your Skipio paid for. How big is my team? So I have a sharer and a builder, and they've both enrolled one person. And I think I have around 50 customers. So it's not huge. And some of those were really disengaged customers. Just saying.
You have around.
I'm still a baby.
What about vendor booth events? Any way?
Events, I totally just I was trying to see if I had it right here. A picture frame up with the word oil, and then that campaign starts, and it asks them, hey, welcome to our little tribe. Are you currently using oils? I ask them some just questions, and I just get to the point where I ask them, do they want to set up an appointment, or do they want to get some samples and go through that via text message? Worked out brilliantly because you're not having to hold on to stuff, and you're not having to gather their information. And I found it at quite a few events, I would get people who would set one-on-one appointments, but some people are just afraid to do that. They kind of see you as the used car salesman a little bit. So, and we just say, we're going to do a giveaway. So if you want to be entered into that or learn a little bit more about essential oils, we're not going to spam you. We're not going to be cray-cray, and they text it. So you can set up any keyword that you want, which is nice because then you can look to see how did they come to you, which is so important if you're running Facebook ads or social media. You want to know if your dollars are working, and that tells me. So any other questions? I don't want to keep y'all long. We went way over what I thought we were going to do. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. So if you're on that text message, you'll get a text message in the morning. If you want to do the Skipio, cool. If not, that's really cool. You can really go back and listen. At this point, it's 10 o'clock my time, so you will not get this replay until probably tomorrow night sometime, honestly. Okay, Lisa, great question. So tomorrow, if you're on that text message, you will get a link to be able to get those campaigns. Okay, if you're just wanting the campaigns. Thanks, y'all. I love teaching social media. At some point, we'll teach how to do Facebook ads. Oh, Lisa. No text message available in New Zealand. I would still chat with them because they may have it different in a different country. I don't know if you've talked to them yet. I probably would ask them if they're doing it in different countries. But I don't know. But if not, you could totally do this with another service or email. I just don't get great response off emails. Just don't. So, no clue. Anybody else? Okay, y'all look. Everybody join. See, this is the cool part of this, and I'm not really good at getting this on the screen. See? It sends a notification to my phone. So, I love that. Because then I just know. So, okay, y'all. So thank you for coming. If you have questions, you can follow me on social media. I'm not hard to find. I'm all over the place. So, or you can just message me, or you can just text me. Tell me you just want to connect, and I will totally answer any of your questions that you guys have. And we will be putting up that training too. You'll have that opportunity to join that, to learn from really, truly some of the best. Rachel and Jennifer are amazing at what they do. So, and it's such a need, like such a need to be able to just grow in all of this. So that's our goal. So, okay, ladies. We're gonna
Thank you.
Bye, you guys. Thank y'all for coming.
Bye-bye.
Bye, you guys. Let me stop the recording.